Welcome, everybody.
Hi.
How are you doing? So, Sarah, let's talk about why we even got the idea. Why are we creating this website? Why are we creating this podcast?
Okay, this is a very good question. I think it's not about just making a podcast and talking about specific topics. I think it's about us as human beings from a different culture living in a Western country like Germany is very challenging.
One of our similarities is the fact that we both kind of grew up between two cultures, between two worlds of, things at home are a certain way and then the outside world is a little bit different. It can be in the language you speak at home, basically a lot of things, and always feeling in between.
Our podcast, the Safe Space Diaries, is for anyone who has ever felt like they exist in between cultures, expectations, identities. We wanted to create a space where we can actually talk about it and have proper conversations, because we have always thought about, living in a culture that is different than ours. But personally, I have never spoken about it really. So I think this is a good opportunity for us.
So it's not about just talking about it. We're going to laugh about it. Hopefully not, but maybe as well cry about it. Just existing between two cultures, experiences, languages, sometimes even more than two, depending on how many languages you have. Yeah, so as you said, I'll concur that. We were creating a space where we can talk about it and share our experiences.
Let's start talking about us as individuals, who we are. 3 words to describe yourself?
3 words to describe myself. I would say, I hope kind.
Yes, you are. You are very kind.
Fun. And trustworthy.
Oh, yes, you are. Yes, you are.
And you?
Okay, I have to choose different words now. Thank you so much. I would say kind-hearted. Okay, 3 words to describe myself. I think I hope cute.
Cute, yeah.
Yes. And I also see myself as a trustworthy person, like you do. And I think I'm more tough.
You're a tough cookie.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe not from the outside, but inside. I'm
Yeah,
a tough
you are.
person. Yes.
I see that. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Sarah. I'm studying political science. I'm doing my master's actually in political science, and I also have a full-time job. Yeah, and right now I'm hosting with you this podcast.
Yeah, adding something to the CV. So
Exactly.
I study psychology and I have a part-time job.
Okay.
Yeah, so a little bit also of balancing that out. And you come from Syria?
Yes.
Syria?
Yes, I am.
Syria?
Yes, exactly. I am from Syria, from Damascus, but I live here in Germany for more than 10 years now.
More than 10 years, yeah.
Yes, yes. And I just realized how time flies, because
How old were you?
I was 13.
Okay.
I was 13 years old.
Oh, okay.
And I struggled so much to reach the point that I am today. But we can't talk about that.
You did it.
Yes, I did it. I did it, exactly.
Ramadan
And we
Mubarak.
can talk about that, in the upcoming episode.
Yeah.
So you?
The struggle
How
of
old were you
starting
when you came?
over.
And where did you come?
Well, I believe it's been 7 years. I think I was 19 or 20.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So a little bit after you.
Yeah, I was literally a child when I came here.
Yeah. And I was at the end of my teenage years.
I mean, I grew up between Syria and Germany. This is something that many don't know, but I was born here in Germany, actually, our city, to the kindergarten. And when I was 6 years old, I think that was in 2007, we have decided to travel back or to go back to Syria because we have our families there and our friends, and my mom wanted me to learn Arabic at school. So we stayed there until 2013, 14.
Yeah.
14 exactly. And it was a nice time at the beginning until the war has started there, which was, for us at least, very... We couldn't really stay there.
Yeah.
I mean, for the reasons that many know, actually, of course.
Yes, and so many others. That's why I think it's so important to talk about
millions of others.
Millions of others,
Yes.
Yes, that's so true. And so I come from Libya. I was born and raised there, and until basically I think 19 or 20, lived there, and then we came to Germany, basically also due to the security. I don't know. The entire situation didn't help, so it just propelled us more. I mean, we're both thankful for our parents for all of their sacrifices and all of their hard work. Okay, so I think for now, enough about us.
Yes. But I think what is interesting to the listeners or to the people who are watching us is, what can you actually expect from our podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe I'll ask you the question.
So everything, but mostly real conversations, mental health, culture, and also all of the weird in-between moments. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think some episodes will be deep, unpacking identity crisis and cultural expectation. Others will be lighthearted, like, can money actually buy happiness? That was an idea that came into my mind a few days ago. Maybe we'll make an episode about it.
And some of them will also be very much based on our fields, like political persuasion, which is something that is, or in general, political persuasion and persuasion in general when it's happening.
Yes, exactly.
And it's always happening.
Exactly. I think it will be about topics that we actually relate to, whether they are like cultural topics or like psychological topics or political topics. Yeah, we have many things to discuss.
Yeah, and share with us also what you would like to hear.
Yes, exactly.
And we're always happy to hear your feedback and what you're excited for us to talk about.
Send us your thoughts, your stories, and also your existential questions if you have. You're free to do so.
If any of this sounds interesting, make sure to sound in and tell us what you like. Would love for you to be part of the space.
Yeah, so follow us on Instagram, and you can listen to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, on Anrami, and also on YouTube.
And also maybe on YouTube. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Exactly.
Okay. So basically, so this will be the spontaneous part. Since we started our first intro with the fact of being between worlds, I got some Reddit stories about people talking about that. So I want you to see your honest reaction.
Okay.
What do we think? What could be maybe advice since
I wasn't prepared for this.
Yeah, she wasn't prepared for this. Okay. And I'm not a Reddit user, but I love listening to the stories. Oh. So this one, I would say, is talking about, it's from our teenagers, so Reddit teenagers. And I don't know whose story this is because the person has been deleted, but the discussion is still there. Okay. So it says, feeling lost between two cultures, seeking advice and support. I was born and raised in France to a Russian mother and a French father. And I often feel lost when it comes to my identity. I think we've all been there.
We've all been there, exactly.
I speak both French and Russian, grew up with both cultures, live with my Russian grandma, and have visited Russia many times. Russian culture is a big part of who I am. Yet sometimes I feel like a foreigner in both countries. When I'm with French people, I feel like I'm not as French as they are. And the same goes for when I'm with Russians. This often leaves me feeling isolated, like I don't fully belong to either place. Should I consider myself French, Russian, or both? This question haunts me, especially when I feel the tension between these two parts of myself. Other binational people also experience this constant pull between two identities. How do you manage it? I'd love to hear your stories. We'd love to hear yours as well.
Okay, yeah, I think we've all been there. You know, I fully see myself in this situation because
too, yeah.
you know, I'm also a Syrian person who has been living in Germany for a long time now. So I also identify myself as a German person. But you know, Germans, when they see you, they ask you, yeah, where do you come from? And they say, no, I mean, where do your parents come from? You know,
That's when they're nice.
That's when they're nice, exactly.
That's when they're nice.
Yeah, they say it in German, ja, woher kommst du? Ursprünglich. Yeah. Ursprünglich, exactly. So where you're
originally
come from.
Where were you made?
Where were you made?
Back to
our discussion. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, Germans ask you whether you're originally from, which might be okay to some, but
I think
it is annoying at some point.
I think it depends on how you say this question. I've had this discussion with many people because a lot of people say, like, I'm just curious. I would like to know where that person is from,
it's the context
of it all.
Yes,
and I feel like because you realize it in the tone, are they asking because they they're curious? So basically it's either like they're curious or they're trying to tell you, you're not German, prove me.
Exactly.
Prove it to me, thank you.
Yes, or when I go visit my family in Syria, which happened, you know, a few times for the last few years. I just felt that I didn't belong here anymore. I don't belong to this country. I don't belong to its people. But I think it was because of the political situation there. The last time I was in Syria, it was before December 8th, 2024, and I could see the sadness in their eyes. I could see that the people there were suffering from everything, from the economical situation and the political situation. I don't know how it looks like right now, although I have seen many YouTube videos, but I think I should go there again. I should go there. After
it's been freed.
After it's been freed, exactly.
This was so fun.
This was so fun. Yes, it was our first episode.
Yes.
And, I had so much fun recording it with you, of course.
Yes, I had so much fun with you as well.
The Reddit stories are...
Yes, interesting.
They're interesting, exactly.
Let us know what you think. What did you like? Yes. What didn't you like as well? We're open for feedback.
Yes.
Some topics prepared for the next episodes, but let us know what you would like to hear.
Yes.
Thank you guys for listening. Follow us, subscribe, share this with your friends if you relate, and
keep your space safe and
your coffee warm. Bye.